All right, welcome to part 7 of Code with Belbet. Still haven't decided that name. Don't think I ever will, but it's worth thinking about at least. That said, I have about 7 minutes left on my Pomodoro, so I'm going to spend those 7 minutes talking to you guys about some of the choices that I made early on in the game design for Phoenix Rising. And one of those choices was the way I set up my startup menu. And so the startup file is one of the most important files within the game. It honestly controls everything else. Any variable that you want in the game has to be set up here. And if you look, I have a ridiculous amount of variables. Honestly, I've never seen another game with as many variables as mine. And that's fair because a lot of the games don't have the sheer customization that mine does. Some do, but not all of them. Like, if I'm remembering correctly, Noblesse Oblige, or maybe it's Creme de la Creme, I can't remember which one. But that gives you the option to choose the gender of your romantic interests and also yourself and other things about yourself too. But it doesn't have the level of customization that I get into, specifically with the, where is it? With the favorite colors and eye types and so on and so forth, which are really just flavor text options. They're there to make things customizable and pretty and interesting. That, and one of the things that is driving up my variable creation is my footnotes system. Which is designed, and I'll give you a little bit of a showcase here. Oh shit, I gotta open in browser, then okay, it's fine, I don't care. Gotta copy and come over here and paste and then enter. There we go. Oh, what the hell? Oh, wow, okay, so that is just straight up an error that just got caught there. So again, if you have errors in your startup menu, nothing gets solved. Okay, so we come back over here, we refresh that. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go to a section, let's see, to test it for you. I don't need it this big. What the hell happened? Okay, so we're gonna first off go down here to my testing section, and we're gonna set some of these. Why not have? Oh no, I do not have a section for setting my footnote. Oh, I do. Here it is. Okay. And then I know I've added some since the green hat situation. Where's the create? Oh, I knew it. Okay, so we're gonna pop these guys down here. Then we're just gonna set. So what I'm doing is I'm double clicking on the word to select it and then just replacing it with what I'm typing. Super easy. And then we're going to come back up here. We're going to select all of these. We're going to come down here. Again, set, and set. Okay. So that should help some. Anyway, we are going to, for the sake of testing, we are going to set footnotes to true, and we're going to set this to true. the first 3 to true, just so I can show you what they look like. We're going to make sure that this part is set to false, because if these get marked true, then it doesn't show up again. So we'll just go for the first section that has these guys. We're going to come up here to chapter 1. And where is it? Okay, so footnotes. Here we go. We just need to find one of the footnotes that actually I selected true on. So we're going to go to F, dog A. Here we go. We'll go to Kissy Shoes. Okay, so chapter 1. And then this is for the label. And then, so it shows here, it's supposed to show here your footnotes, but, oh, because these guys haven't been selected. Now that they have, there they are. That's what they look like. So, and this takes you to the subroutines and the footnotes subroutine. So we can come over here to the subroutines section, and these are where those are. And I set them up so that you don't have to, so that it just runs it. Like here's the dogge footnote, which is all of this right here. And then the D versus shoe, and then that's right there. I'm debating having 2 line breaks here for each one so that there's a line in here, but that, I don't know. Maybe that would be too crowded. Anyway, but that's what they look like. And so the way I set this up was I created the subroutine, and then I put every footnote that I use in here with the name in bold and the kanji in bold for most of them. And then a definition in italics, which I forgot to put the italics on these ones. So it's a good thing I double checked this. We're gonna Okay, and an interesting note about these particular footnotes that I didn't put in just because I, didn't feel like it. These titles here, which will show up later in the game, or not later in the game, but in a section of the game where the main character is daydreaming about a title that she receives. These titles are actually references to ranks in the, I think it's the Qing dynasty harem ranking. Like there was a lady of cultivated countenance, a lady of handsome fairness, lady of virtuous beauty, and a lady of virtuous ceremony. But those are references to that. So who knows if anyone will ever get that, but it's there and it makes me happy. So I made sure to put that there. And this portion is not applicable in the game. Like you'll never see this section here because it's not connected to anything, but it's there so that if I need to know, or if I need to find and copy it, I know exactly where it is and I can find it. And then, each of these routines, it pulls whether or not that footnote has been set to true. If it has been set to true, it pulls whether or not it's been seen. And if it has not been seen, then it sets it to the fact that it's been seen. Or it resets the footnote so that we don't have these just being seen all over. And then it sets that it has been seen to true so that when it runs again, it sees that it's true, and so it does not run again. It just goes to return. But if it hasn't been seen before, it pulls all of this up and then goes to the next footnote, and then the next footnote, and the next footnote. And if none of them are triggered, it just skips them and then just keeps going. Okay, so that's how that is handled. I'm gonna close that because I don't need that there, and we're gonna save that there. Come on. It can be a little annoying. Another choice I made from the very beginning of the game was the first thing I set up was the stats page. I set up the startup page and then the stats page at the same time because I had an idea of what, before I ever started this game, I sat down and I figured out what, like what stats and what, in the game I call them virtues. But what stats and what virtues I wanted to play with throughout the game. And so I stat those down, and then I wrote out the stat charts so that I would be able to test it all throughout. Because one thing I've noticed is if you go into the game without deciding that stuff first, if you go into creating it, you often get lost. And you don't figure out what you want in the game, and then there's a lot of feature creep. And feature creep is where you start out a project with something in mind, and then slowly you get more ideas and more ideas and more ideas, and eventually it becomes impossible to actually manage because you've got all of this working at once, and you're not actually focusing on closing the game, on finishing the game. Instead, you're testing all of these new ideas over and over and over again. And honestly, it's just not good. So anyway, one of the things, and it's been a bit since I showed you guys the stats page, I think, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up here. And one of the things I made sure was I wanted skills, virtues, inventory, and relationships. I wanted all of them to be open and available from the very beginning of the demo, because I wanted to be able to use them to check if things are doing the things correctly. Like if you see here, your hair is curly, your eyes are peach blossom shaped, your favorite purple Hanfo and accessories, that is all right here. And that tells me that this is displaying correctly, this is displaying correctly, and this is displaying correctly. When I go to virtues, same situation. I don't know how to fix this or why this is happening, actually. I'm not sure what's going on here. But it exists. And then you go back, and here's the inventory, and you'll see all of these items in here, and you can take the makeup off. And that was a bit of coding that was just awful for me. And then that affects your charisma and stuff. I'm not sure what the heck happened here. Why? Hold on. Come back down to the charisma. That's the sewing kit. If wearing makeup, okay. Like how it looks. Oh, that's why. Okay. Inventory. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here, and we're going to go to inventory, then go to inventory. Oh, it's because it's lowercase. Okay, so capitalization matters, guys. It's awful. Okay, we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that. There we go. And we're gonna pull this up again. Inventory. Okay. We don't have anything in inventory right now because we're not in a part of the game. So we're gonna go chapter 1. And then we're gonna go to stats. We're gonna go to inventory. Okay, and then because we have the rouge, we're gonna take it off. It doesn't, okay. Oh, I know, okay. Here we go. Let's try that. Okay, let's try this again. I didn't intend to test this for you, but now you're getting to see how testing works. Chapter 1. Okay. I'm gonna go here, go to inventory, positions, take off the makeup, you remove the makeup, go, and then you go back to the inventory. Okay, that fixes it. That works much better. Put on the makeup, and then back to inventory. Okay, so okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the space in between the items like that. That way I can, that way it looks right, you know? So basically what's going to happen is this is going to be here, and then this is going to be here, and there's going to be a line break, and then there's going to, if there's something else in here, there's going to be another line break here, which will show up as these two line breaks here, and show this here. And then if there's a secondary item, there'll be a line break, and then another item. I should put two line breaks in between the items. If this isn't here and this is here, it'll just be the one. It'll be fine. Okay, so then we go next. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, there's no way to get back to the inventory. Oh, okay. So here we go. This is a good point here, where you can back to inventory. Go to inventory. And just make sure to back to inventory. Then go to inventory. And this way they have the option of putting on the makeup or just not bothering. So we'll save that. And then that. Oh wait, return to the game. We gotta go right place. Okay. Show stats. Inventory. Got the cream. Take them off. With the makeup on. Yep. Okay. And then that way they have that. Okay, so another section that I worked really hard on was the relationships section. First off, I wanted it to look a specific way. I wanted it to look clean, but I wanted information for each character that you interact with, that you're going to have relationships with. And right now I have it so that each character is on for testing so that I can make sure everything works properly. But if you'll notice, it's if you've met them. So I don't mark that they've met them until they have met them in the game. And then once that's the case, then this kicks in and they know that person and this is what they see. And then based on gender, based on their trust and relationship with them. Because you see, the RP here is what their relationship is, and you can see the RP here in the relationships subroutine section. And basically it compares trust, the sexual attraction, the romantic attraction, and the platonic. And then if all of that is combined, it sets it to a specific thing. And that's based off of a relationship. Well, it was basically like a TED Talk almost by a person who writes romance games, and they didn't want their games to just be transactional like Harvest Moon games or stuff like that. They wanted it to be variable based on the character's feelings for the person, not just the person's feelings for the character. And so that's how I came up with this thing. And you can find my write-up of how I did this on the Choicescript forums. It's pretty easy to find. You just relationship roulette is what I think it is, or is it card house or something like that? Not 100% sure. Let me see if I can find it. Do 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Chemistry House of Cards is what it's called. But if you just search RO system, you'll be able to find it super easy on the forums too. That said, these are meant to be there to just give the player a sense of a feeling of they're moving closer to the character. I do have a wealth system in here because eventually the character is going to be able to do things like bribe people. They're going to be able to pay for other people's debts and earn their loyalty that way, so on and so forth, and that kind of thing. And I have the age there because honestly, it's important to remember that in stories like this, people were sold and into marriage very young, because life expectancy wasn't so long back then. And you know, like peasants and stuff like that, they could wait until they were older and be married then, but those that were noble were often forced into marriages very early, just because it was less about a relationship between the two people and more about a relationship between the two families. And so that was just the way things were back then. In the Tang Dynasty especially, Wu Zetian was inducted into her first husband's harem at a very young age. So that's a thing. Now, I'm trying to think, what else did I want to show you guys while I was still working on that? One second. Hold on. What is happening? Oh, my whole computer just glitched. Oh, please don't tell me I lost this entire episode. What just happened? Okay, problem fixed. All right, so then what was I going to show you guys? Which appendix, I think? This is where I put all of the various descriptors, job-specific stuff, and links to learning other things too, because I wanted this game to be informative as well. But now that I'm looking at it, this is really crowded here. I may put line breaks in between. Anyway, but basically everything that's in the footnotes is in here too. That way, if someone wants to learn more or they don't have footnotes on and they're curious about what something is, they can just check here. So that is what that is about. That said, I am going to go ahead and set my little Pomodoro timer. And I am going to get back to the section I was working on, and we're going to continue on through these guys and see what we need to do next. So we have this choice here that we need to flesh out a little bit. And we decided earlier, our last session, we decided what this was going to be affected, or what it was going to affect. And so we're going to set scheming percent plus low, set bloodthirst percent plus low, and then the Cold Palace we are going to set scheming percent plus low, and set bloodthirst percent minus low, and then set scheming percent minus low, then set bloodthirst percent plus low. And then on this one, we're going to set scheming percent minus low. Oh, screwed up there. And then set bloodthirst percent minus low. And so that way we have 4 different options for them to pick from, and 4 different ways it can affect their character build. Another thing, remember your style guide choices. Remember what you want things to look like, because you got to make sure that it looks uniform all the way through, or it's going to be a giant mess. We're also going to make sure punctuation is correct throughout. I don't know what just happened there. Anyway, here we go. Oh, gotta make sure we got that in there. Okay, so now that we've got the code base correct here, and we made sure everything is spelled correctly and should function, now we can start adding the pros to it. So you, but we're gonna change how these are phrased a little bit because they don't fit with this. You, demand her head. You how do I want to phrase this? Your daydream husband gives you the right to decide her fate, and you banish her. Her to the cold palace. And you ask for lawful punishment. And you beg for mercy on her behalf. For this one, I just thought of a good first sentence. Let the, what is the, I have it in here somewhere, hold on. And where is it? 13th, I think. Oh, F, police. Punish. Frick, what is it called? Law. There we go. There's one. Where's the other? Oh, god dang it. Oh, I know I have it somewhere. What is it? There's a specific name for it in universe, and I can't remember what it is. Oh. Odd. Law. Oh, darn it. Okay, punish. Forward. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Nope. Okay. What the hell is it called? Then I might have put it in stats. Where is it? Okay. I can't find it there, which means I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold on. So I'm gonna pull up my Okay, hold on. Ministry of Justice, the Qingbu. Okay, hold on. Oh, I know I have it. I know it exists. Because I know it does because it's in here somewhere. Yeah, right there. Okay, so I just need to find this. Copy. Paste. Okay. I used it in chapter 1 already? I thought I had. I did, see? Yeah, it's right here. Okay. There we go. So we're gonna... structure. She had any accomplishments, accomplices, they would find them. There we go. Okay, that should take care of that. All right. See, and this is why things like this, punishment and investigation. There we go. Okay, actually, I am going to do this so that you guys can see how I add something to the footnote registry. So we're going to, if footnotes equals true, set, and then we're going to come in here and we're going to find that the name for the the 9 familial exterminations. So the 9 familial exterminations is a punishment that involves the execution of close and extended family members, including the living parents, the living grandparents, any children and the children's spouses, any grandchildren over a certain age and their spouses, siblings and siblings-in-law, both of the criminal and that of his or her spouse, uncles and aunts of the criminal as well as their spouses, cousins, the criminal's spouse, the criminal's spouse's parents, and the criminal themselves. So so children of a certain age were often spared, which is great, but then they were sold into slavery, so that was fun. Juju or Mieju. Okay. True footnote. True. Okay, and so then we come over here to startup. And we go down here. Oh, that's the set. We're not going to set that right now. We are going to create. Create, if I can type, Juju footnote false. And we're going to go down here and we're going to create Juju footnote mean false. And so that creates the footnote variable. So what we can do is now we come, oh, first things first, we gotta add it to the set. So set Juju footnote false. And set Juju footnote. God damn it. False. Okay, and then I come over here to the, where'd it go? Subroutine section, and I'm gonna copy and paste this. Copy. And then it always does this. I don't know why, but like, what just happened? Nope, go away. Go away. Go away. Z. Okay. Why? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here and we're gonna go, if Juju footnote equals true, Juju and okay. And then we gotta replace the Cantonese that I have in there. So first I gotta, oh, here we go. So I've got two options here. I can do the traditional Chinese or the simplified Chinese, and I think I'm gonna do the simplified Chinese because that's what it's used today. But yeah. Okay, so that is the name. That is what it is. We've got the kanji in there. And by the way, I take all of this information from Wikipedia. So that's a thing. Okay. And that punishment, by the way, wasn't abolished until near the end of the Qing dynasty. But in the Tang dynasty, it was only really used, used for traitors to the emperor's throne. There we go. And then what we're gonna do is we change this to Juju footnote. Oh, no. No, stop it. There we go. Copy this, and we come back up here, and everywhere here says return, we just replace it with that. Because then this section, the Qurong section, will go straight into the Juju section. And the Juju section will go straight into return. And this will return them back to where they were on the page. So now we've got that taken care of. Within your power, you bring to bear the Juju upon this wretched woman dared to poison you. Let her whole extended family share her deadly fate. Let the children of her line be sold the way you had been. Vindictive? Perhaps. Your daydreams, you can be as cruel and vicious as you wish. Okay. And there we go. That's one section, and that's gonna explain a little bit about how and not only that, but this right here allows players who don't have footnotes on to kind of understand a little bit about what this must mean. And then if they're curious, they can always go back and turn footnotes on and find out more. Yay! Don't need to pretend to be kind and loving to those who wish harm upon you for the sake of others' perception of you. In your daydreams, title, His Majesty applauds your what is that term? Applauds your not viciousness, but ruthlessness. There we go. You allow your mind to skip over the bloody details of her death, focusing instead on your recovery and certain safety ever after. What a lovely daydream, right? Okay. Banish her to the cold palace. Okay, so we should probably do another one of these, but this time for the cold palace. Because I don't know if I don't think I have one. So we're gonna, just like before, here, that cold palace, footnote, scene false, set cold palace, footnote false, create cold palace, footnote scene false, create footnote or cold palace, footnote false. Okay, and see, if I already had it, it would have marked it as red, but I don't have it, so all right. And then we come over here, and in subroutines, same situation. We just pop here. Nope, that's not gonna work. Nope, thank you. Make sure to grab the label. Copy. Paste. And gotta make sure all of this is in line. So Shift Tab to get it back one. And then change the name, Cold Palace. Cold Palace. Old Palace. Old Palace. Palace. Okay, and then we do a wiki search. Yay! Dynasty Cold Palace. Here we go. Okay. Okay, hold on. Langong. Really? It's doing a thing. It's making me sign into something. Hold on. Really? Why is it doing this? All right. Okay. Yes, my love. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. So I found a lot of Chinese characters that I unfortunately cannot decipher because I'm dumb. Let me... No, stop it. Give me the other thing. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so that's actually interesting. That's something I didn't know. So the Cold Palace wasn't actually a place. Losing the Emperor's favor, similar to receiving a cold shoulder. It essentially meant house arrest and receiving less income, or being locked in a small, dank place and being kept under watch. Hold on. Interesting. Okay, so the Cold Palace doesn't actually exist. It's just a state of being. Similar to Catherine of Aragon during the time when Henry VIII was trying to divorce her. Oh, that's fantastic. English example. Think Catherine of Aragon while Henry the Eighth was trying to divorce her. Okay, that is actually kind of helpful. Not a real face. The cold palace was the fear of every concubine, as it meant simply being banished from the emperor's favor, while also being placed under house arrest. Would render this rival of yours, this deadly rival of yours, incapable of working against you. This is actually not true. They absolutely could, especially if they could get people to work for them on the outside. But this is meant to show that the PC is naive here. I mean, the PC is only 15. They don't know the fact that a lot of these women will do literally anything. So applauded your decorum and accepted this fate for her as well. Never heard a word. You would never hear a word about the dream figment poisoner again. Instead, spent your daydream curled in his arms, soaking up the affection you deserve. Soaking up the accolades you deserve. That way we include the aromantics who don't care about that shit. What just happened? I don't know how I did that. Okay. See. Would reward your lawful bearing. Leaving you to be upright and virtuous. All good things to be as the spouse of an emperor. Ruler. Go. Golden. Giving it to be the right thing to do. Justice for all, after all. Do 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 do. Would recover quickly and well. And since you had earned title, pensions rise a court, adding down seeming wretches such as her again and I don't think we would need any footnotes for this section. Are we on time? Oh, we're at an hour. Okay. Well, you see how in-depth it can be just for one little choice? Like, this isn't even a really branching choice. This is basics right here. But 90% of your game will be made from things just like this. And now you can see not only how subroutines work, but also how you set them up, both in your startup and the subroutine folder and in the code itself. One thing to remember, you can absolutely put a subroutine in a separate file, like you do your startup or your stats, but you have to refer to it properly. Specifically, in the code down here, you have to go sub scene and then the file and then the label for that subroutine. You can't just go sub and then the name of the subroutine. It's a little complicated, but it's worth it if it's something that you're going to be using throughout the game constantly, like I'm going to be using the footnotes. One thing to also keep in mind, these games don't have to be as complicated as I am making them right now. You can literally write a game with nothing but choices all the way through, and you don't need stats and you don't need subroutines and you don't need all of that. There are plenty of games that are great just without those. It's just a case of this is what I need to make the game that is sitting in my brain right now. Okay? Again, thank you very much for joining me for a Code with Belbet segment, and I hope you guys have a great day.